back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, there was a lot of. It was about the craftsmanship of the furniture makers. Now in Denmark, to be a little bit frank, has changed. The scene has changed to become more a design scene than a craftsman scene.
Yeah.
So the focus is more on the design rather than the craftsmanship, where we think as makers that
it has to do both.
It has to do both, and the craftsmanship is as important as the design part of the piece.
Mm.
No, I agree. I mean, it's so obvious as soon as you see your work, the level of craftsmanship and the precision and the way you place grain, which is fascinating to me, because you've got the block laminates of Danish ash. So perhaps just tell us a little bit about that, how you create from the beginning of the design.
We do have some. The Danish ash is very white because back in the days of the mid-century, the cabinet makers found out that if you steam the wood right after it's cut, you put it in a steam oven and at a high temperature, the wood just keeps being white. Otherwise, it would go more yellow and red during the drying process. So that's a good starting point, white wood, when you do ice pieces.
Yes.
And then also our wood the ashes. It's very, very beautiful wood. They have been doing the forest part, for generations, and it's so beautiful wood, and so we cut really big thick 3-inch ash planks, and the process of making the block is really long, because if you hurry too much and you do not let the wood settle between every layer, it would rip apart when the climate change. So you need to put a lot of knowledge and time into this process of building up the block. And then we do flip every piece of wood very carefully, so that when the curve are being carved, the grains will have this harmonious structure. So if you flip one piece wrong, it would look no. So that's out, and then you just need to try to think. It's like a 3D puzzle, really.
Yes.
So you need to think, how is this wood looking inside, even though you cannot see inside it, but you can imagine how this will end if you tried it enough times, I guess.
So basically, for a piece like this, when that's laminated up in these 3-inch layers, when you start laminating it, we take into consideration the grain direction. So we know this is going to have a curve this way. We know this is going to have a cut in the bottom here. So we place the grains on each layer so it would fit that expression that we think we want after it is finally carved.
Yeah,
it's a perfect balance of precision, of making, and emotional content, because I feel that you're very emotionally connected to your material, and that for me really comes across in the piece like a beautiful piece of sculpture. So every mark that you make, it feels very emotional, and so that what I love about it is that balance of brilliant technical skill and a wonderful rich emotional content, and it really speaks of that to me. So